Okay, another critique for you this morning. This is the second place winner from the competition. Again, this is Larry Hirschberger. Good morning, everyone. This is the image called My Muse by Claudia Regina Gaimaro. And I hope I pronounced all that correctly. But let's take a look at the image. This is one on the top left. This is where she started. Okay, this was the entry. Beautiful image. All about that child's eyes, really, really pretty. Some of the things I think that I pointed out before, but I'll point out again, that I think could have strengthened this image, and that hurt the image actually, were things like, this piece over in the right top corner that is this light that's leading right out of the corner of the image, and a lot of the detail in the hair here is blown out. And even when I know you're depicting morning light and you want that really bright light, but there still can be a little tiny bit of detail in the highlights. You don't want your highlights to get blown out. You can see it a little bit on the cheek. You can see a little bit on the clothing here. And this is not really blown out, but it's distracting. Your eye keeps dropping down to it. Also, this curve here and this line here, they just want to draw your eye out. This little bit here and here, they want to draw your eye out. There's also a great big massive expanse right here that, although I like the leading lines of the chair, I do like that, but this is so big, it's actually bigger than her face, so your eye tends to wander down here. Another thing I have a little bit of an issue is, there's no finger here. I know you can see a bit of thumb, and that helps, but I'd love to see a little bit of finger. When you're creating images for grandmothers and mothers, what can be better than this right here, this chubby little fingers and toes? There's nothing better. Dimples, fingers, and toes. That to me is part of the wonder of a child. Don't take them away. So even if she just had that little finger out just a little bit, so we'll see what did we do to correct it. The other thing about this, when I looked at the image, what's the most powerful thing in this whole image? Those eyes. So we need to focus on those eyes. We need to get the attention going to the girl and not to all these other things that are distracting around her. You want everything going to those eyes and that beautiful child. So I did two different final looks at this. Now, first of all, I corrected what I did the corrections you can do. It's really difficult to correct things that are blown out. So, I have created a little bit more in here and brought some detail into the hair. I've softened this without taking it completely out because I want to show that there's morning light coming in, but the curve of the arch of the window, you wouldn't get as much up there, but it does stop the eye from going out of the image. Over here to the right, I took that completely out and left this like this, so it's got a nice vignette. It doesn't need that. This isn't helping the image, it's only hurting the image. So I took that completely out. I did crop up a bit. You can see the distance from the elbow to the bottom and the elbow to the bottom. So I've cropped that up a bit. I brought her eye and her over into this third a little bit more. You can see the distance between the elbow here and the outside of the image is less over here. This amount over here has remained pretty close to the same. I put these white lines in here, but there's a little bit more to that image, but it's pretty close. Now this is nice. I don't mind this for a little bit further back. What I don't like about it is I'm not big on, you either don't crop into the hair or you crop in quite a bit. So, that's one of my rules that I always think about is that cropping, I don't know if there's anything really more important than cropping. So this elbow was bothering me a little bit as well. Just kind of, your eye tends to drop down to that elbow. So what I did is I came in with a second crop. And this is my favorite, the one below. So I've cropped into her hair, which is fine. I've cropped over here so that I don't have any of this extra stuff going on here that's just extra information that's drawing my eye over there, that noise. It cuts out that noise, but you still see that pot and the leaves, and you still feel the light coming in. If you see here on the cheek, I've left that in here, but I've toned it down. If you look on the arm, I've left that in here, but I've toned it down. Why did I do that? Because I want the focus to go to those eyes. I've taken it and I brought her little finger out a little bit. Now, how do I do that? Well, I'm magic, all right? It's art of magic and light. You got to be able to do that. How I actually did that was I utilized this little finger here and brought it and played around with it and just, cut a little chunk out here and then brought it over here and flipped it and utilized it until I could create a little bit more of a finger coming out there. Now I kind of have this feeling that is more about the child, and I can feel that child. Listen, it's important to me to, as I said, fingers and toes and dimples and eyes, of course. So now I can feel my actual, when I view this image, my eye goes right to that child's eyes. I mean, I still have the leading line here, which draws me up to the line of the chair, but I've utilized her arm, the arm here, to draw the eye up from this side. And here, this line here, it draws your eye up this way. The hairline, all of this draws everything to the eye. This leads up into the face. But there's nothing that's left drawing you out of the image. And that's what's important. So that's my critique. I want to thank you so much, Claudia, for entering, and everyone for entering. And I'm going to try to do as many of these critiques as I can. I'll be doing the third place winner soon. But then I'm going to go on and I'm going to try to do some of the other critiques from some of the other entries as well, because I really appreciate people fearlessly entering a print competition. There's so much to learn, and it really takes putting your ego aside and saying, I want to get better. So thanks, everyone. This is Larry Hirschberger. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for being part of Learn Magical Photography with Larry Hirschberger. We have more surprises coming up in the near future. Hey, and don't forget, remember, June 3rd to 5th, we have our Santa's Magical Summit in beautiful St. Pete's Beach at the Hotel Gaimaro, which is incredible. All those who enter do get 10% off on the tuition. I've got a 3-month payment plan that I can do for you right now. So give me a call or do a private message to me, and I'm happy to give you details. There's certainly no obligations, but there's a lot more to learn about what I do at the workshop. I think that you'll be able to apply what you learn at the workshop to a lot more than your Santa work. It really will help you be a more profitable business. So thanks again. I hope everybody has a great day. See you soon.